Yeah, she got married and she saw his mail and opened it and she saw that he owed $10,000 and he never told her. He lied about it and tried to scheme her with taxes and stuff. And he still doesn't know that she saw that money that he owed. That's disgusting. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. Ladies, this is something, a warning for you about child support. Okay. If you're going to get married to a man, he has proposed marriage, you better make sure that you know what you're getting into, because there are men hiding how much they owe when it comes to child support. If he has children, he says, oh, yeah, I'm not with my baby mama, but I'm there for my kids. I see him sometimes. I help him here and there. You need to find out, because there are men who are trying to get married so that you will take on the payments. See, I didn't hear about this until a few years ago, that in certain states, if you get married, if he owes back child support and stuff and you marry that man, they're going to make you pay for that child support, garnish you and all these types of things, take the money. So you're going to have to pay for kids that's not even yours. And if that man is not even involved with those kids, with his kids in their life, which is horrible. So I want you to listen to this. I'm going to read you some comments from the public and women who almost got in the same situation, as well as a video clip of a man's reaction to one of his wife, his main wife, his only wife, paying the child support bill. Y'all have to see this. Listen to this.
People, a woman from New York called off her marriage because she found out her fiance owed $42,000 in arrears in child support. Now, just for context, this couple was dating for 3 years and they never brought up child support. This woman knew this man had kids, but they never brought up child support. She never knew this man was behind on child support. Now, you may be thinking, how did she find out right before they got married? Well, people, they was eating dinner one night and this man made a joke. He said, now we going to be married. You know you're going to be responsible for my child support, right? He was just making a joke and he laughed about it and she took it very serious. That's how she found out this man owed child support. So when this man made the joke about child support and she took it very serious, she said, oh my God, I cannot marry a deadbeat. Oh my God. So at this point, this man was really confused. He didn't understand why his fiance was mad because he owed child support. And again, he made a joke. Now, just for context, the man that owed $42,000 in arrears in child support, he had 3 kids with his ex. They was together for 12 years. So when this man realized how serious his fiance was and how angry she was, he told her he do not owe that child support. Him and his ex had a very bad breakup and she lied to the courts and she told them he didn't do anything for his kids, even though he was always in their life. Now, here's where everything is about to get tricky. His fiance at the time said, if you took care of your kids, did you not have receipts? How can the courts make you pay $42,000 in arrears if you don't owe the money, if you took care of your kids? Your baby mom cannot just go and lie like that. This man then told his fiance while they was together, he did not think he needed to keep his receipts. He did not think she would lie on him like that. People, true story. This man fiance said, I do not believe you. I believe you was a deadbeat. If you wasn't a deadbeat, you would have kept your receipts and you would have provided proof to the court. She then told him she is not about to marry someone and be responsible for a debt they owe. She then told him his failed child support is not her responsibility. Now get this. People, she have 3 kids. Now, just to be clear, none of this woman's kids is his biological kids, but he treat all of them kids like they his own. He treat them just like they his biological kids. So he then told this woman, I thought we was a family. I take care of your kids like they my own. I love your kids just like my own. Why is you making a big deal about child support that I don't even owe in the first place? People, true story. She said the marriage is over. She's done. She do not want to be with the deadbeat.
And I do not blame her at all. $42,000. He was upset that he got caught. Not only that, but I would also look at, if you treat my kids real good, but you don't talk to your own children, baby, no, I'm looking at that. I'm looking at that, how you treat my kids versus your own children. And the fact that he so-called joked, he said, yeah, we're going to get married and you're going to pay this child support. Oh, he meant that. He meant that. And a couple people said a lot of men will joke and you think they're joking, but they really mean what they say. He thought that he had a sucker. That's what he thought. Okay. And she said, the hell with this. There are people who don't even get married if their partner has a bad credit score. They're like, I can't partner, I can't marry you. Now, I don't know. Some people might say that's a little too much. How do you feel about that? Let me know in the comment section. Would you call off a marriage if you found out that, he had really bad credit type of thing? Would you even date a man who has bad credit? Let us know. But now let me show you a clip of a woman, a wife, who paid her man's child support, because I guess they were trying to garnish her and take her money to pay off this child support. So she went and paid it. But look at the response that he had when she went and paid his backed up child support.
Paid your child support out.
Why the fuck would you do that?
What?
Huh? Anybody tell you to pay shit? That's your problem. Mind your motherfucking business.
That's not the reaction that I was looking for. You mean mind my business when they're trying to garnish my wages as well?
Mind your fucking business. I don't need your help.
I was
Stay in
trying
your
to do
fucking
something
place.
nice for you. Like
I don't
this
give a
shit
fuck
just.
what you trying to do?
This
I
shit
didn't ask
just
you to
went
do
all
shit.
out of proportion
Damn.
because this is supposed to be a surprise for your birthday. I'm trying to help
Could
you
have
out.
gave me the fucking money.
I could have gave you the money to play with it.
I'm saying though, nobody told you
I'm
to
trying
do shit.
to. I'm trying to have trust fund babies. I can't do that because you got damn near over $100,000 in
I don't
fucking
give a fuck.
child support
Bro,
charges.
Stop being
Why?
your motherfucking business. That's your problem. Stop that
I'm
shit.
in your
bro.
business,
Yes.
but this shit is coming in my name too since we've gotten married.
The way I told you I was gonna handle it, bro. Just sit the fuck back. Your ass be doing too much.
But the thing is, you wasn't handling it. You was just like not doing anything about it. The same thing with your taxes. You're just not doing shit about it. Now it's a problem because I'm trying to help you out.
Okay, so there's a lot going on. Look at how he talks to her. But I also look at women because she chose that as well. Why did you get with a man who has over $100,000 in backed up child support? Now she says they're trying to garnish her to pay it. So out of the kindness of her heart, she went and paid off that child support. And he said, why the F would you do that? Know your place. Okay, you could have gave me the money. Okay, so if she would have given him the money, are you going to pay it? See, this is, I know women are not going to like me to say this, but this is how men feel emasculated. He doesn't feel like a man because he didn't go pay it. You went and paid it as his wife, as a woman. So he doesn't feel like a man. But she said, but you wasn't doing anything. My thing is, he said I was going to handle it. Know your place and let me handle it. Okay, so I feel 50-50 on it. I feel, first of all, he speaks to her with absolute disrespect. I feel like, why did you marry this man and he owes that much in child support? You didn't think they would come for you after you married him? It might depend on what state that it's in. But I don't know. This is just a mistake. This is a prime example of how some of you be picking some of the lowest, shittiest men to marry type of thing. Bad choices of men to marry. Not responsible with money, broke, children, different children all over the place, owing child support. So yeah, I look that she chose a bad man. I can tell that just on how they speak to each other. The fact that he calls her bro. Why do you keep dating men who call you bruh and bro? They don't respect women. They don't even see you as a soft feminine woman. They think you're equal. Oh, my bro. I would never in my life marry a man who would call me bruh or bro. And the fact that y'all out here, you're out here entertaining that, that's why y'all having some of these problems, because look at what you keep dating. A man who calls you female and bro is a doggone giveaway of what type of man you're dealing with. But if the woman is also similar in mentality, then you get this type of disaster. But she still had a heart to try to help her husband. She thought she was helping. Really, he felt completely emasculated. And she took on the burden of paying for children that's not even her doggone children. She said, I'm trying to have trust fund babies. Why do some of you live in delusion? How are you going to have a trust fund baby when you marry broke men? What planet are you living on? But then again, some of y'all think we're going to be a team. That's what the black woman is taught. We're going to be a team. We're going to build together, and that I can just hear the way this man is speaking to her. It's not happening at large. If anything, if y'all don't have kids yet, you might want to divorce the man. My opinion, and get out of it as quick as before it's too late. But I mean, I don't know, things can possibly change, but that was his reaction to her paying his child support. So with the first story, a woman called off the wedding because he owed $42,000 in child support and joked and said, yeah, I'm gonna marry you and you're gonna be paying that child support. She said, the hell I'm not. And then he tried to act like, oh, that wasn't gonna happen. And she called off the wedding. Okay. And a lot of people sometimes call, not all the time, but some people do call off their weddings because of financial issues. Some people, the credit or situations like this. You find out you've been lying to me about backed up child support. So now let me read to you some comments from the public about this. Okay, so here are some comments. Okay, I turned down a proposal from a man that owes $17,000. This is his debt. Pay attention to these men's joke. Pay attention. Trust me, they're not always joking, okay? I don't pay for other people's kids. My income is my income. Oh, she dodged a bullet, a smart woman. Those little snide jokes and comments have real meaning behind them. He thought he had a fool. She showed him. My goodness, it's scary. It's scary because you got these hobo smexuals and these users running around. You got to pay attention to men too when they ask you, so how much money do you make a year? What do you do? They keep asking you over and over, what do you do? What do you do? And then they start asking you about your salary. Pay attention to how men are trying to analyze you when it comes to your income and your finances, or if he shows jealousy, if you have an expensive purse or perfume, if he says, well, you don't need that money, why are you buying this and that? And it's your money and you can afford it. You have to see if he's watching and counting your pockets. Look at that when you're dating. Okay. It says Timothy 5:8, but if any provide not for his own, and especially for those of his own house, he hath denied the faith and is worse than an infidel. Yeah, that's in the Bible. The man is supposed to provide for his family. The judge told me my ex-husband, those receipts don't mean anything if not coming through the court. Those are gifts. Okay, because she had mentioned receipts or something in one of the videos. If a man has kids and he never brings them around or tells you he's taking them anywhere, here and there, that's a red flag. He doesn't take care of them. She's a smart woman. Okay. Praise God for revealing it before they got married. The man was wrong for going back and forth with her after she said she doesn't believe him and that he was a deadbeat. Only other thing he is supposed to say was bye Felicia or something. Okay, it says if he were sincere, he would have had this conversation with her when the relationship got serious. She did the right thing. That's exactly why you should go through the court system and have your child support payroll deducted by the state to ensure there's a record of payment. If you really want to be honest, do background checks. That's a must. Okay. As long as there is a support order, he owes, even though he may give out of pocket and is in the children's lives, the court will take her tax return. Any inheritance that she may receive once they get married, she is now responsible for. Owing that kind of money isn't funny. She's right. Marriage is a combining of finances. The ex will be able to take their income returns. Okay. Also, this can be the tip of a debt iceberg. She was saved in the midst of his joke. She is 100% riding her decision. Okay, she is 100% riding her decision. My mom had this happen to a friend of hers, and that friend of hers' husband was not working, and therefore they ended up garnishing her paychecks. Oh my, I can't. I'm not, absolutely not. Absolutely not. She was 100%. Okay, I just read that part. He understood. He just didn't think she understood. She's smart and dodged a bullet. Okay. It says New York is a state that they would have made her pay, and she wouldn't have known until she never received her tax return. $42,000 and is a lot. That's years. Smart woman, male or female, previous kids should be a deal breaker for marriage. I had a former friend. She had every last one of her tax returns snatched because of her husband. That's when I understood some women marry, file separately, and never take the man's last name. Smart lady. Let me read that again. I had a former friend. She had every one of her tax returns snatched because of her husband. And that's when I understood some women marry and they file separately and never take on her husband's last name. Ooh, she was right, because they have been taking out taxes and garnishing and stuff from her as well. You got to find out a man's financial situation before you add yourself to it. The first year I got married and I had kids, my little $500 got garnished because my ex owed child support. I never filed with him again. I was canceling too, because I'm not taking on anyone's debt. All right. I was told that my ex was behind in child support. I found out after I said I do. His mom bought his mail over and he was at work, and I went through it and opened the mail. Later, he was trying so hard to do taxes together, not knowing I knew. I told him no. So he asked if he could carry my kids, and I told him no. We later split up and he just assumed I was being mean. To this day, he doesn't know. I know he owed $10,000 in child support. So she got married. Hold on. Was this her husband? Hold on. Yeah, she got married and she saw his mail and opened it, and she saw that he owed $10,000 and he never told her. He lied about it and tried to scheme her with taxes and stuff. And he still doesn't know that she saw that money that he owed. That's disgusting. Fun fact. If you're on child support and you don't pay through the system, but you are still buying them stuff, the court will not acknowledge the stuff that you give. They will say that it's a gift, a receipt or not. They will only acknowledge medical or child care expensive and school tuition maybe. And ladies, I hope you know that you don't receive your full payment child support. Take a fee, something. Example, he was paying $150. You will only see about $50 to $75 of that money. So the best thing to do is have children with people who are going to be mature enough to something. Okay, this happened to me and I lost my income tax. This happened to me and I lost my income tax because of it. If you were ever in that situation, you can claim injured spouse from the IRS and reclaim your portion of the refund. You see all these women, these black women going through this? You see this? There is a way to avoid paying your partner's child support while married. You file married but separate, and then there's a form that has to be filled out. But at the end of the day, I just don't do it. They're going after her money and her savings and taxes, everything. She's never going to get ahead. Run all the checks, the criminal background, the credit, the federal, the state, local, mental, and look for court documents that are open to the public when dealing with people. The woman, and if she was using the courts on her kids and father, he was being active and she was hindering him. I'd expect Buddy to get out of there. Okay, so look, that is it. That is it so far. Ladies, I need to know, have you ever been in this situation? Have you ever been in this type of situation? Let us know in the comments section. Have you ever dated a man who owed back child support? Did he try to scheme you? Did he try to get married to you? Did you get married not knowing that he owed a lot of money in child support? And did you end up paying? Did they garnish you? Did you suffer? Did it ruin the relationship? Do you date men with children? Or once you find out he has children, what do you do to find out about if he's paying child support? And do you just avoid this altogether, finding out, oh my goodness, I might have to pay his child support if we get married? So do you date men like that? Do you even look at if he's taking care of his kids? Will you partner with a man if you find out he's barely even involved in his children's lives? And this is nerve-wracking. Okay, if you're gonna date men with children and he's paying child support, this is a real thing. You better go look up court records and stuff if he's paying. Some women are saying, look, I'm just avoiding this situation altogether. I do not date men with children that are under 18. I'm not dealing with it. So let us know your stories and what advice would you give to women. Please like, share, and subscribe. Get those likes up and hit the bell and click all notifications so you know when I'm live and when I'm uploading. You all take care. Bye, everybody.